As you may remember from past videos in the core curriculum module, we talked at times about the role that AP exams and their scores may play in determining your fall schedule. For example, we talked a bit about it in the foreign language requirement tutorial and the math computational reasoning requirement video tutorial. But in this video, we take a bit of a different focus and talk first about how to make sure that Fordham has all of your AP scores, and second, how to check to see how your AP scores may affect your fall schedule. And like all the other handouts that we've displayed in the videos, this one will be available on Blackboard for download as a PDF. To begin, we'll start with sending scores to Fordham. And for this, let's look at 3 different statements and you'll need to decide which of the following best describes you. So first, I only took AP exams this spring. Second, I only took AP exams prior to this spring, that is, in a previous spring. And third, I took AP exams both this spring and prior to this spring. And we'll go through each of these one by one and explain what you would need to do to make sure Fordham has your scores based on which one of these statements best describes you. Now, remember, we've mentioned this in past videos, but we'll make it clear here. Fordham only accepts AP scores of 4 or 5, nothing lower than that. All students who received AP scores of 4 or 5 are required to send their scores to us for transfer credit awarding. And if for some reason your scores are delayed, don't wait for your credit to be posted to plan for how these scores may affect your fall schedule. We'll start here with the I only took AP exams this spring category. If you listed Fordham as your score recipient on your registration AP answer sheet, then we should receive your scores in mid-July once they're made available by the College Board. If you don't remember whether you listed us on your answer sheet, just wait until the spring scores are available and then send a full report to us if one has not already been sent. And there's no need to worry if, for example, you sat for AP exams this spring and none of the scores were a 4 or 5. If they were all lower, we may still receive the score report from you, but there is no negative consequence at that point. You simply would not receive credit. Now, once Fordham receives your scores, the scores themselves will be visible on your student tab in the student profile, which we'll illustrate in just a moment. But the credit is awarded through a separate process, so there is a bit of a delay between us receiving your score and us awarding the credit. So we'll show first how to see whether the scores have been received, and then second, to see in a later part of the video, to see whether the credit has been awarded. So from the My.Fordham student tab, you'll want to look for this box here right at the top of your page that says Student Dashboard, and click the link. Then click on Student Profile. Once you're in the student profile, you can click this link here, Prior Education and Testing. And once you're in there, you'll see any AP scores that we've received, the name of the exam, as well as the score, and you'll be able to see, for example, these exams are from May 2017, and these exams are from May 2016. So you'll be able to see the year of the exam as well. And this will update as soon as the scores are received and added to your account. But just because the score is here does not mean that the credit has been awarded yet. If you only took AP exams prior to this spring and you sent us your official College Board score report as part of your admissions process, we may already have your older scores. So you can just check that student profile testing tab even right now as you're watching this video to see if the scores are on file. If no scores are present, you can send a full report to us right away since you're not sitting for any other exams. If the scores are present, the credit will be awarded automatically by the end of July, and you'll receive a letter and email from the Office of Academic Records confirming the specific scores and credit. This third category is a bit of a hybrid of the previous two. I took AP exams both this spring and prior to this spring. To understand what you would need to do if this is the case, let's just look at this part, the took AP exams prior to this spring. So if you sent an official score report from the College Board to us as part of the admissions process, we may already have your older scores. And you'll just want to go and check the Student Profiles Testing tab to see which scores, if any, are on file. And if there are no scores on file, that's okay, because when you send your senior year scores, the AP score reports are cumulative, so it'll show all of your past scores as well. So the same advice goes here with if you listed us on your registration AP sheet, we will receive your scores in mid-July once they're available. And if you're unsure of whether you listed us, you can have a full score report sent once your results are available if they are not already available. The same goes here for once the scores are received. You will receive a letter and email from the Office of Academic Records confirming the scores and credit. Now moving along to the next point. How will you know that credit has been awarded? So you will receive, as we said before, a letter and email from the Office of Academic Records by the end of July. And your degree works and transcript will show the credit under Transfer Credit Awarded by Institution at the top of the page. And we'll illustrate that right now. To check your transcript on My Fordham, you'll go to the Student tab. And then in this box here, My Information, click this link, Banner Self-Service. Then click the Student link, then the Student Records link, and finally this link here, Academic Transcript. From this page, you don't need to change any of the options, you just need to hit Submit. And at the top of the page, you'll see this heading here, Transfer Credit Accepted by Institution. And we can see here under Advanced Placement, it will list, for example, this test student has 5 APs to which they've been given credit. They have the Art History AP, the Biology, Calculus AB, Government and Politics, and European History. We'll now look at degree works to see exactly how these would fit into a student's course curricular plans. Now looking at our degree works page, and remember that your degree works and transcript will only update once the credit has been awarded, not once the score has been received. Those are two separate processes. So we can see that the Math Computational Reasoning requirement has been fulfilled by the Calculus AB. The Life Science requirement has been fulfilled by the AP Biology exam. So this student, because they have both Math and Life Science AP, could take a Physical Science course in the fall. The Fine Arts requirement has been fulfilled through the Art History AP, and the Social Science core requirement has been fulfilled through the AP US GovPol AP. But where's the US History, the European History exam? It doesn't show up as Understanding Historical Change because it doesn't fulfill that requirement. But if we scroll down to the bottom, because it's an elective course, we can see it's right here, European History. So if your AP shows up here under elective courses, that means that it fulfills a non-major elective course. Finally, in addition to reviewing degree works after the credit is posted, you'll also want to, even before the credit is posted, carefully review the AP grid to avoid duplicating requirements or taking a course that you don't need to take. So for example, in our AP grid, we can see for a student who had AP French Language and Culture with a score of 4 or 5, we can see how it would appear on their transcript. They would get 3 credits, and then they would be eligible for French 2001 in the fall semester.